I'm starting with real life video iliofemoral approach. It's an approach in between the sartorius and tensor facilata. The interval is going in between, and the area can be accessed by this approach is iliac fossa, anterior wall, and the portion beyond the iliopectineal eminence. The patient position and C-arm position. The patient should be supine, and one bomb has to be placed in the affected hip, the affected part of the hip, and the patient draped. The landmarker iliac crest, anterior suprailiac spine, and the sartorius. And this is a case. It's a transverse fracture. For example, I am going to operate in this case, and I will show the video. And this is the X-ray. X-ray is not clear, but it's a transverse fracture with posterior dislocation of the hip. So I'm starting the video. First, we have to dissect the lateral window, as usual. The first dissection of the lateral window help us to insert a mop in the iliac fossa, as there is a continuous bleeder from the nutrient artery. Earlier, a mop will prevent much bleeding. First, you open the lateral window and put one mop. After that, you proceed in between the interval of sartorius and tensor facilata. The interval is better filled from distal to proximal. This is the interval, sartorius and TFL. After that, you have to erase from the IS, external oblique, and attachment of the TFL, tensor facilata. And this is the marking where we have to do osteotomy of the anterior suprailiac spine. It must be about 2 centimeters thick, and osteotomy area should be pre-drilled for later exact reduction of the osteotomized anterior suprailiac spine. After osteotomy, we have to take the anterior suprailiac spine with a towel clip and hold the structure along the inguinal ligament, and the sartorius have to be shifted medially. Then we can see the iliopectineal eminence and up to the sciatic buttress. One thing is crucial, that hip must be flexed and internally rotated. It will allow us to gain access beyond the iliopectineal eminence. So in this case, there was dislocation and there was impacted tissue in between the fractured fragment. This is the fracture area. This is the fracture area. You can see it's the distal part, this is the proximal part, until the hip is dislocated, as the tissue is impacted inside the fracture fragment, and it has 10-day-old case. So we have to release some capsular fragment from the front to relocate the hip. This is the primary reduction is tied by clamp. But the most problem was that the tissue was inside the fracture. fracture portion is being cleaned. Now you can see this is the fracture portion. This is the proximal, this is the distal one, and this is the fracture part. Inside it, there is tissue. Light is a problem in this approach also, but there is some easy source of light you can take from Amazon. There are very much LED headlight nowadays available in a low cost. You can use during acetabular surgery, both for stopper, both for iliofemoral, anything. So this is this tissue was impacted inside the fracture. Now you can see, and it was hindering the reduction. You can apply clamp by this approach for reduction, and you can access up beyond iliopectineal eminence. So now the fracture is reduced. Now you can see the CM view for reduction, and I put one lateral traction for reduction of the hip. After satisfactory reduction, yeah, this one is good. Now I'll put the plate. In this approach, you can put 2 screws beyond the iliopectineal eminence, and that is sufficient for the stability. First proximal screw are given, and you can put anteroposterior screw also to hold the posterior fragment. This is the second proximal screw given, and next two screw are given distally beyond the fracture, beyond the scapulum, and distal to the iliopectineal eminence. And this is the screw is being given from anterior to posterior column. This is the advantage of this approach. This type of screw you can put by this approach. Now it is complete. Now during closure, you have to close the osteotomy fragment with proper reduction. At least 2 screws should be given. and the repair done. You have to try to reattach the TFL you cut during the dissection and putting of drain. And closure of skin as usual. So this is a very good approach and easy, and this is the post-op X-ray. I did it last 3 days ago, and this is the post-op X-ray. Thank you.